struggle spirit away, and at the end of the road I know a place. You poor thing, I'm sure they'll let you walk right in the gate.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Here's the kicker, Jake Bates, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Miami. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40.
Get set.
Play action, now it's Tua. Steps, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Zadarius Smith. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Throwing on 2nd and long. Tua, he's going to loft one, deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
A little bit of finger pointing and heavy discussion going on in the defensive backfield. It's man coverage, but they leave a guy wide open. They've got to be counting their lucky stars that this ball was overthrown.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now Tua on the bootleg here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defender's minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Tua to throw again. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 35 yards. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. Mike McDaniel, no hesitation on his end. He's telling his offense to go for 2. The 2 are going to try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. I think a free play now for Goff. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat like the guys on the on-deck circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. Now a play fake, and it's gone. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tyrell Dodson charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Play action. It's gone. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Here's Goff. And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. Tua sets up to pass it. Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Goff now looks to throw. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 6-0 our score after 1. Here's 2nd and 10. Goff. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage.
He's got a man, complete. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 88 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask you,
What was
maybe
that?
they saw something on film, but do you see something on film to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Well, after incompletions on first and second down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Jalen Phillips gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also fourth down now. They are going for it. Goff. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And now it's second down, but here's the field goal team out onto the field. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That'll go as a loss of 9, and it leads to third down.
A loss of 9 on the play. Brings up third down.
Now Tua. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with the throw to the safety valve, but it's fourth down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Tua on fourth down. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Lions are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. From his goal line here, Goff. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And, oh, it's a safety. Goff got buried in the end zone. He couldn't get rid of it.
Well, partner, I'm just going to say this. Whoever did the scouting report for this game is going to get a raise because they've got their number at every turn, and they just buried him for a safety with ease. When you earn 2 points and give up 0 for a half of football, there's not much left you can improve on, even though they'll try.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, and he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
And this one is incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
He's going to take another shot here. Touchdown, Dolphins. Braxton Berrios, 48 yards. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Tua and the Dolphins offense staying put. They'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Yeah, that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Throwing again is Goff. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Dolphins are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, Charles, you know, it's so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Now it's gone. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Off play action. Here's Goff. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 28 yards.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end. Back to throw. Goff. That's complete right around the 8. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Sam Laporta, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
It's so risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. In motion goes the tight end. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
Ready.
Motion man is Berrios. Play action. Now it's Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. No sign of Tua departing. 4th down. They're going for it. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That is caught into space at the 45. And he will have a Dolphins first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
They're right here.
Here's Tua. This is Smith with a grab. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Jonnu Smith, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Tua going to try and throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately gets through and now an opening. Still going. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there for Detroit. 48 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them.
And yet again, Goff is intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Dolphins are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stares on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And the Lions will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you to come in like an auctioneer. We got two. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they've got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Goff. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now Goff. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Goff now looking to throw. It's Williams on the catch. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, 45 yards. And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Javon Holland.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And this one too low.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Good.
Now Tua going to fake the jet sweep and the handoff as he'll drop to throw him. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Rolling to his right. That'll be caught by Hill. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. That one looks like he'll throw here. This is caught by Waddle. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
It's safe. Go ahead.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw off play action. Derek Barnes, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. And he tugged this one badly. It's no good. Wide left. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Wow, that qualifies as a bad miss because anything...
There he goes, right side. Look at the big man rumble. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Goff. And he will get into the end zone, and the two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting into midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that